They looked after him. You know, and we had to dig deep because he took some thunderous shots. But you know what? I always said, the Furies, they've got bags of bottle. And when you've got...
John Fury just went off an Instagram live where he fired verbal missiles at Oleksandr Usyk. Sadly, the fighting man has picked up a culture of waging war against his son's opponents. And now it's Oleksandr Usyk's turn to feel the heat. Well, it's quite expected, seeing that Oleksandr Usyk himself had trolled the Gypsy King and John Fury after Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy Fury, canceled his coming fight for some funny reasons. As a result, Oleksandr Usyk, in an interview, fired shots at John Fury and told him he could withdraw Tyson Fury from the unified World Heavyweight Championship fight as well.
Go back now. Yeah, see that?
It's bad behavior. It's bad behavior because it's big man. It's father. It's not street fighter.
Really, that could be funny to everyone else except John Fury, who clearly didn't find it funny. He jumped on the live session and promised Oleksandr Usyk that Tyson Fury was going to send the Ukrainian back to the cruiserweight division after beating him in the rematch in Trilogy.
Don't know what's happened to him. He just looked like a bag of bones getting out of a swimming pool. He's just got no structure, no frame at all to mess with the Gypsy King at 20 stone.
Alluding to the war going on in Ukraine, John Fury sent a message to Usyk that he has overstepped his boundaries and he's in enemy territory, meaning all that is left is his destruction. Well, only December 21st will prove how true of a fact this is. Tyson Fury, who's ordinarily the master of mind games, has been a little mind in the build-up to this fight, but successfully replacing his mischievous father, who would always make fighting headlines than the fighters themselves.
25 rounds. Usyk is a good little fighter at middleweight and light heavyweight, maybe up in cruiser, but he can't mess with them big guys. I was shocked when he come out the...
In fact, he became the talk of the boxing world after his interruption in his son's corner chaotically led to his first career loss against Oleksandr Usyk in the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship match in May. To further complicate things, he recently got into a brawl during his son, Tommy Fury's press conference, an incident which got him several trolls, most notably from Oleksandr Usyk.
Oi, shut up, Little John, be quiet.
Listen, Little John, you could leave my son Tyson's name out of your mouth.
What?
Leave his name out of your mouth. You're good enough to suck his dick,
Tyson
mate.
come to spar me and I treated him like a baby. How's Tommy?
You couldn't treat me like a
Little
baby.
John.
Chaotic scenes unfolded at the press conference announcing Tommy Fury's fight against Darren Till. Fury will make his long-awaited return to boxing in the new year when he takes on former UFC star Till at the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester on January 18th. The former Love Island contestant has not stepped foot inside the ring since his controversial win over YouTuber-turned-boxer KSI in October last year.
Pig's eyes,
Little John,
pig's eyes, pig's eyes.
Hang on, no one's seen you since Usyk bladdered Tyson. Where have you been? Go back to where you fucking came from, mate.
Pig's eyes, pig's eyes.
Fury had been tipped to make an appearance on this year's I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. But reports claimed he pulled out for a more lucrative offer. And as the fighters faced off for the first time since the bout was announced, things turned dramatic with John Fury at the center of the action again. As Fury and Till traded insults, both camps had to be restrained as things became nasty, with John seen throwing a glass of water at Till. It was thrown to limited effect, however, with Tommy left soaked by his father, but it still incensed Till, who was seen attempting to charge towards the 59-year-old.
Shut up, Little John. Shut up,
Little
John.
Shut
Up.
all this bullshit talk goes out the window. He's got.
It goes out the window on the 18th.
It goes out the window on the 18th.
I've just said what I'm going to do.
It goes out the window on the 18th. So talk all you want. I'll be seeing you on the...
The Liverpudlian was held back by security guards, with John showing no signs of backing down as he looked to confront his son's opponent after taking his jacket off. The clash came after a heated press conference where the pair repeatedly threw insults at each other. Fury had taunted Till by saying, "Listen, Darren, you've got to walk into the firing line, mate." Till replied, "Well, at the end of the day, if I can't beat you, I'll just kick you in the face in there. How about that?" "Well, that's not going to happen, is it, Darren?" Fury replied.
You're an idiot! Hey,
Because we ain't in the cage now. We're in the boxing ring, and you're gonna find out that boxing is very different to MMA. This didn't dissuade Till, who continued to threaten his opponent as he said, "Well, it obviously is. How are you gonna stop me? If I'm losing the fight, I'm going to kick you straight in the face. You won't know what's hit you." Fury then said, "Well, if you kick me straight in the face, then it'll be a proper fight, isn't it? But then I'll win because I'm a proper fighter." Till added, "I don't walk into a room like this and go, not one of the people in here is a threat to me. Security, your dad are not a threat to me. I'm an MMA fighter, so if I'm gonna kick you or elbow you in the face, I'm gonna do it and no one can do anything about it. So how about that?" Till then taunted Fury further as he said, "Tommy, you've got the IQ of a loaf of bread. What are you on about? You're an empty head," before John launched his attack via his glass of water. That came after John had also traded insults with Till, with John labeling him pig's eyes before Till called him Little John as the pair engaged in a war of words. John had said, "Leave my son Tyson's name out of your mouth," before calling him pig's eyes on 8 separate occasions. He then labeled Till a disgrace to Liverpool and having the face of an idiot. Till had responded by claiming, "Tyson came to spar me and I treated him like a baby. Nobody's seen you since Usyk bladdered Tyson. Where have you been, Little John? Go back to where you freaking came from, mate. Little John, shut up." Throughout all of the barbs, KSI, who is the CEO of Misfits Boxing, the promotion that is hosting the fight, was seen laughing and enjoying himself as the anticipation only rises ahead of January's main event. Even during the pre-fight media day for their initial match, Tyson Fury's father, John Fury, was embroiled in a fracas as well. John Fury was seen launching a headbutt at one of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage before security stepped in, and John Fury was pictured with blood pouring from a cut. Tyson Fury's father headbutted a member of Oleksandr Usyk's entourage after he entered his space and disrespected his son, he has admitted. John Fury was left bleeding from his forehead after he launched the attack in the lobby of the Riyadh Hilton Hotel in Saudi Arabia.
Let's go, John. Let's go, John. Let's go!
Footage that quickly circulated on social media showed John Fury lashing out with his head towards Stanislav Stepchuk, who was wearing Usyk's team tracksuit. He then had to be restrained after security stepped in to prevent any further confrontation. John Fury has now revealed that he became embroiled after members of Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. "I was sat there minding my own business," he told IFL TV, wearing a cap that covered up the mark on his head. "All I could hear was Usyk, Usyk, Usyk." He described the chanting as madness and said he launched the headbutt after some little idiot came forward in my space.
What goes on? You know, I'm saying to everybody with a pair of ears, you know, let's be respectful to one another. All I can say, you say.
Tempers flared after the two teams crossed paths in the hotel lobby on Monday, leading to a violent confrontation that overshadowed the pre-fight media day ahead of Saturday's undisputed world heavyweight title fight. Both camps were chanting the name of their respective fighters, but John Fury crossed a line when he became physical and assaulted Stepchuk. There was a football atmosphere as both camps tried to deafen the other with chants, but Fury became the hooligan. Footage of the incident showed John Fury touching heads with one of Usyk's group and having been pulled away, then appearing to headbutt another of the Ukrainians' party. It was the 59-year-old father of the Gypsy King, who was cut, however, and despite his attempts to wipe the blood away, it continued to flow. He had to be restrained repeatedly, while Usyk's camp repeatedly roared their man's name at Fury's entourage. When asked what had happened, John Fury said he was minding his own business, but became embroiled by how they were disrespecting my son. Speaking to another news source, he said, "All I could hear was Usyk, Usyk, Usyk. Coming out with all that rubbish. He's in my face trying to be clever. Coming into my space, Usyk, Usyk, nobody's bothering with them. I was only chanting my own son's name."
Stand there with our fingers in our mouth, not doing nothing. I'm full of testosterone, man. I'm ready to go 24 hours a day from my boot to the top of my head. That's what I want to do. I want to get in and stuck in.
John Fury added, "I'm going to stand up for my son. At the end of the day, my son is the best in the world, and I want people to respect him and give him the credit that he deserves. He's the best in the world. And when people start saying this and saying that, when I was among them, all I could hear was madness. Some little idiot came forward in my space. He got what he got, and that's the end of it. He had walked away from the fracas screaming, 'We live for blood and guts.'" John Fury did issue an apology, however, telling Seconds Out,
I'm for this fucking shit. I live for blood, guts and horror. Blood, guts and
"Sincere apologies to everyone involved. It's just the way we are. Emotions and tensions are running high." John Fury apologized for the incident, but insisted he had been provoked into the headbutt. He was a very disrespectful fella. If you come close in a fighting man's space, you're gonna cop something. What matters to me is respect for my son, and he wasn't showing any of it. He mentioned my son, and that was it, so he had to have it.
apologise to my good friend, His Excellency, about my behaviour this evening in the greatest country in the world, Saudi Arabia. Apologies.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
It doesn't bother me bleeding. It's what we live for. We're fighting people. Usyk's promoter, Oleksandr Usyk, admitted the confrontation was a bad look for the sport. "I apologize because I thought initially that one of our guys hit John, but then I saw the video and saw it was vice versa," Usyk said. "So do I take my apology back because it was his misbehavior? He has to apologize because this does not give a good impression about us to the rest of the world. It's up to him."
He said you disrespected Tyson Fury.
Якщо він від імені з ним таке відбувається, він перегрівається. Що буде на рингу, коли
Usyk's team and Fury's team are fighters. It wouldn't be good if it got out of control. Usyk would say, "Don't touch my guys, they are dangerous." Tyson Fury missed the incident after speaking to the media in a side room. However, Tyson Fury was in shock when seeing his father pour with blood, but began laughing as he knows what John is capable of. "What's happened to your head, you silly? How have you cut yourself like that?" Tyson asked. Initially, he didn't have a full grasp of the happenings. He only knew there was a brawl. And when he was asked about it, he replied as one who truly had little knowledge of what really played out. "I didn't see anything. I was in the room doing interviews, but I'm not here for all that. I'm here to get the job done and go home and rest," the heavyweight said. But once he got a full grasp of the event, probably after getting the narration from his father, he soon became more furious in another interview. Of course, you'd expect one as vocal and dramatic as John Fury to be a little exaggerated in his narrations, hence Tyson's fury. "That was really crazy. I spoke to my old man and he told me everything. I don't know, but I refuse to be distracted by that. I'd revenge for him in the ring. He wants some blood in return, I'll get it for him," he said.
The Don and who ain't. We'll find out who the actor and who the Achilles is. You ever watch the movie Troy? And you got the two top fighters of that era. Hector!
According to Sky Sports, Saudi Arabian authorities have said no charges are being pressed and that no further action will be taken at this stage. However, boxing fans have called for John Fury to be banned from attending Saturday's heavyweight unification. Fury has made a habit of attempting to cause chaos in the build-up to big fights involving his family of fighters, but has taken things to a new level with his latest violent demonstration. Boxing supporters are furious with the actions of John Fury and have called for fight organizers to discipline him severely. Posting on X, one boxing fan said, "Ban him from attending the fight." Another similarly shocked viewer commented, "Why does John Fury have to make it about him? Don't think I've ever seen any other boxer's dad so crave the limelight embarrassing." Others described John Fury as an absolute clown for his headbutt, while a different online post read,
What do you think of that?
Oh, no, same. Show me.
"He bopped the smallest guy. That tells you all you need to know about John Fury." Fury previously served 3 years in prison for assault in England after gauging a man's eye in a brawl. Tyson was stunned after seeing his father had been left with a bloodied face. The unbeaten rivals meet for the first time at the Kingdom Arena, with Saturday's clash crowning the first undisputed heavyweight champion since Lennox Lewis in 2000 and the first of the four-belt era. World Boxing Council champion Lewis won the WBA and International Boxing Federation titles from Evander Holyfield in 1999, and Tyson Fury feels the weight of history as he declared, "I can't wait. It's unbelievable to be out here. Everyone is on a high. Big-time boxing in Saudi Arabia is fantastic. I'm going to enjoy this week because it's been many years coming, so we'll enjoy it. I feel on top of the world and I can't wait."
Wait, hold on. Gotta go back now. Jesus.
Yeah, see that?
It's bad behavior. It's bad behavior because it's big.
Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight king, won his World Boxing Association, International Boxing Federation, and World Boxing Organization titles by outpointing Anthony Joshua at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in 2021 before successfully defending them against the same opponent in Jeddah a year later. Attempts to match him against Fury repeatedly fell through until an agreement was finally reached in September. But even then, the original fight date of February 17th had to be aborted when Fury suffered a cut in training.
How important is this? Listen, it's very important first time for me, but it's very important for my country.
Before they climb into the ring, a week of promotional activity awaits, with Usyk sure to be targeted with mind games by Fury. But the Ukrainian insists he will not be paying attention. "I'm doing good, I'm happy, and I'm hungry. I don't care how Tyson will be this week, I'm ready," Usyk said. "For me, May 18th is important. What Tyson does in the press conferences doesn't matter. I don't think about Tyson Fury now. I've seen him in a lot of fights. I don't know how he will box against me. We will see when we get into the ring."
You've ever done are no good because they never have the guts to do that. But behind the computer screen, anybody can be anybody, and everybody's tough.
Once again, as Tyson Fury steps into the ring, it will not only be against Oleksandr Usyk, but he will also face all the demons that he has kept at bay for a very long time. So no matter if he wins or loses, it will be another inspirational chapter in the Gypsy King's story, although he would surely like to win back his titles. Talking about the fight, Tyson Fury's promoter, Frank Warren of Queensberry Promotions, said, "I do think it took a toll on Usyk in that particular fight," Warren told Sky Sports. "I went to both the fighters' dressing rooms afterwards. I was in Tyson's dressing room, and obviously he was very disappointed. He felt he'd done enough to win the fight. It was a close fight. There was a lot of life in him, and I went into the dressing room to congratulate Oleksandr, and he knew he'd been in a tough fight. That's the toughest fight he's ever had. At the time, they were worried he'd broken his jaw. His manager told me an implanted tooth was impacted into his gum. That was a grueling fight for both of them. Fought at a high pace, lots of punches being thrown. It was a tough fight. It was a close, brilliant fight."
The rematch is going to be something special. The first fight was the best heavyweight fight of the 21st century, and I'm talking.
Warren thinks Usyk will have to box the same way he did before, but better, to win, but recognizes Fury can vary his approach for the second fight. Fury knows what he's got to do. He knows better than me, you, anybody, Warren said. He's been in the ring with him. He's seen the guy's strengths and weaknesses. They've shared that ring. They've shared that unbelievable going to the well, giving everything. They've both done that. They each know each other's weaknesses, and can they exploit them?
Fight of two halves, and I think we're going to get something extra special again. But that fight had some dramatic moments in it, and they both felt like.
Who's going to have the wherewithal to do that? And for me, my gut feeling about it, and I like to think what I know about the sport, I think he will capitalize on it. I think Tyson's got to use his physical attributes, which are his height, his jab, and he's got punch power. There's no doubt about that, so he's got to use those attributes. Fury insists he cannot do any better in his rematch with Usyk, but admits he will stop his clowning, and that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.